All right. Hey, everybody. We are live and just, oh, God, exciting shit going on in the community today. Um, but my ruined chili, my husband thinks putting garlic salt in every dish makes it taste better, not.
Sorry.
Hey, Stacy. Hey, Peter Griffin. Hey, LMR. We got Amanda Duncan. That's the Fearless Mermaid. We got Bubba Husky. Oh, nice little chat, Peter Griffin. Did I name everybody? Peter Griffin, LMR, Anti Gamer, Stacy. Hey, Kerri.
I am the girl with no name tonight. So
Are you?
That's what my shirt
I
says.
you literally meant that was going to be it. Okay. Alrighty. So tonight we've got chapter 1, Arya 1, Clash of Kings. It's a good chapter. It's a very short chapter. And we had originally thought about putting the chapters together, yes. But next week we actually have a guest. Next week we're supposed to have, and we were supposed to have a guest tonight, but Cammy's not feeling good. So that's all right. Her COPD's acting up. And next week we're supposed to have a guest from Wine and Arbor Gold, Erin Phillips. So she's going to be doing Sansa. So that's add these 2 chapters. But everybody I know seems to be a little bit sick right now. So we're just going to push through tonight and get this done. Then so we can all go back to suffering sinus infections and whatever else we're suffering.
I'm actually better tonight. Now everybody else is sick.
I feel terrible. I've got stuff coming out of one eye and one nostril in a diagonal situation.
Sorry.
You virtually.
Okay. So I will be going to urgent care in the morning, but all that we'll let everybody do themselves. Why don't we start out with Bran and then go down the list of ladies, and then Ree, you go straight on into your overview of Arya 1, Chapter 1, Clash of Kings. I'm going to turn my camera off for the simple fact that I think it helps Liz out, and also because I don't look that good tonight, but I don't look that bad. I mean, if this is as bad as it gets, you didn't found a pot of gold freaking into the rainbow. All right.
I'm gonna go get her leprechaun trap if that's the case. It'd be like an adorable doll.
So, with that, Brian, would you go ahead and introduce yourself? Then Kerri, then Liz, then Ree. You go ahead and jump on right on into Arya 1. And I just also want to say real quick, Cammy was supposed to come on here, and this episode can almost be exactly like watching the episode on TV where all this goes down. Alrighty, Brand.
Hello, you guys. My link should be in the description. If it's not, just look me up on Facebook. Sorry if I look like a wet weasel or something right now. And hey, Bubba, I see you in the chat there. Yeah, I've been sick this week too. Sorry if I sound weird or anything. That's all, I guess.
Whose turn is it next?
Yours now.
Oh, it's mine? Oh, okay.
Kerri.
Sorry. Kerri McDonald. Y'all can find me here on I think my Gmail's in the description. I'm on Amino, which I changed that to Kerri McDonald. I'm changing everything to Kerri McDonald, so it's just easier. Like Facebook too. And I guess that's about it for my introduction. I suck at introductions, but there we go. Next. Thank you for having me.
Of course, no problem. And y'all, I haven't looked at the links. I honestly haven't, but they should be working links up in there.
I'm using the chat, so yeah, it's working.
Yeah, it's
fine. In the description. y'all's emails and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, it's a template, but it should be good. All right, Liz.
Let me turn my. Yep.
Oh,
Can you hear me? Yeah, my links are in the description too. You can find me on Quora answering and asking lots of questions, especially about season 8 as we get closer. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about this chapter tonight. I'm also on Tumblr and Twitter as Castalia Reed, and I write a lot of John's Effects. So some of you know me from there. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about Arya. This is a good little chapter.
mm-hmm.
And off I go. So yeah, I'm Revengeance. And you guys know me from here, there, and all around. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Amino, everywhere. I'll tell you right now, though, I never check my Twitter. So yeah. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into Arya. This is like a kind of a very short chapter, and it's kind of really cool because of course, we're in a Clash of Kings now, so we're jumping into season 2 of the show too. And it's like the same, but it's different. So so I'm just gonna jump in and then we'll start talking about it because just the ways that it's different, I think is kind of funny.
Yeah.
So okay, let's go through and just go through the little rundown real quick. Okay, so it picks up right after Ned's died and Arya has taken off with Yoren to get out of King's Landing, right? So he's done cut her hair. She's now the orphan boy name is Arya or Ari. And she first meets Hot Pie. She meets Lami Greenhands, and she talks about how she's the thing being called Ari Horseface was bad, and now they've named her Lumpyhead because of her hair. And that kind of just pisses her off a lot. So after a while, she knows that Yoren's supposed to be taking her back. Like they're headed towards the wall. There's about 30 of them, I believe, that's going. And this is also the first mention that we hear of Gendry, but he's only referred to as the bull at this point. And Yoren's supposed to be dropping her home at Winterfell on the way to the wall. And she even brings up the fact that she wishes she was going to the wall first on the way to Winterfell. So that way she could be reunited with Jon first. So she could see Jon. Now, with the whole Lami and Hot Pie thing, in the books, we see them still in King's Landing when this happens. And after what we got going on that's in the show. In the books, what we got going on. Sorry, my phone was trying to ring on me there. They have where they're kind of just outside King's Landing. Like they get through the gate, no problems, just like in the show, that's kind of the same. But she kind of goes and, they keep messing with her with the whole lumpy head thing. And she keeps herself and she's trying to stay quiet. Now, they take that as kind of her being dumb or ignorant or something. And they keep messing with her trying to get Needle. And she's not trying to come off Needle, of course. So after being kind of pushed around by them a little bit, she comes up, just kind of whops Hot Pie's mule on the back. He falls off. Then she just kind of whoops his ass, basically. At that point, Yoren pulls her off of her, takes her out into the woods, and gives her 3 good whoopings, and with a switch, which back to childhood, probably for other people too. And told her to yell really loud. Said, he's not the one that did it to your father. The reason I was still in King's Landing is because I was told to wait and that your father would be joining me on the way to the wall, that he would be going to join the Night's Watch as well, which she didn't know. And so, that was kind of interesting. And then as bad as she hurt, she couldn't ride no more, and it was for several days. And Hot Pie was so badly hurt that they had to actually load him in a wagon and carry him. Lami is absolutely terrified. He twitches now. And the bull is the older boy with shaggy black hair and the bull helmet. And he tells, and he does kind of defend her in the books too. He says, leave her be. And, he says, Lami's the one twitching every time you look at him, he's terrified of you. And this is also where,
Ree, I can't hear you anymore.
Yeah, I lost her sound.
That Arya blames Joffrey and someone should kill him. And Yoren says someone will, but it won't be him and it won't be her.
And let's mental note. Let's earmark that part where it specifically says in the books, yeah, somebody's gonna kill him, but it's not gonna be you.
Okay, well, hang on 1 second because I'm almost done. I'm wrapping it up right now.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. That's what really jumped out to me when I read this chapter.
The only part I had left to mention that I really wanted to say before to bring in a wrap up the whole overview was about the part where they're walking still and her and the bull are talking, and he sees the red comet and calls it a red sword, and it looks like a sword fresh from the forge, and all she can think, she sees a sword as well, but she thinks of ice covered in her father's blood after his head was cut off. And then she dreams of Winterfell. So, okay, go ahead.
Well, it is like, I know I've said this like in the last chapter, the last Arya chapter of the first book, but this really is the first time she has to become someone else, pretend to be them, and like completely play the part. You know what I mean? Before she gets her butt, caught either by somebody snitching on her like he warns her about, like Yoren does, somebody turning her in for a pardon, or somebody turning for a pardon or raping her first. I like this. I think the thing with these, Ree, is they're not that the old book wasn't from character perspectives, but so far I'm enjoying that. And maybe it's just chapter 1. I don't know, in the prologue, but maybe that's a little bit of the difference. Or were you talking about the way the TV show did it differently from the book?
Yeah, how the TV show did it different. In the TV show, we just see her say, oh, I've already killed one fat boy. Yeah. I'll kill another one. And that's pretty much it.
Right. We get, in the book, it's inner dialogue. And on the TV, it actually says it out. Is that what you're talking about?
She lets the wild wolf inside of her loose, basically. We see how wild she truly is. And she lets out all that anger from her father dying on Hot Pie.
Poor Hot Pie.
And real quick, in the
Hot
chat,
Pie even shit his pants.
David Adams came in the chat. Hey, David. And T-Baby, a legend in the community. Hey,
all right.
Oh, Lord. I was watching you on the small council. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, that's what I found interesting was in the book, like some of the inner dialogue we get, she actually says out on the show, which I guess is just to give us, a little better understanding of how she's feeling, I guess.
And on the show, whenever she says that, Yoren's not around and they're still in King Landon, but aren't they like already on their way whenever she's thinking this in the books?
Yeah.
Well, I know the part about, we don't see this on the show because they can't show it, but she gets really pissed off that they're accusing Jon of being a thief. Not her, but Jon.
Well, isn't she a little confused there? Can you? I got confused by that part because she is she supposed to be confused or I don't know.
They're saying she stole it, but that means if she stole it, then it's not like really hers, and it really is hers because Jon gave it to her, and so that gets her panties so in a wad that's when she. I think that's right when she slaps his donkey and sends him.
What was weird in that, and I don't know, because she's like, yeah, they're saying she's a thief, but then I almost felt like she forgot for a moment that she was supposed to be being a boy and thought they were talking about Jon, Like it's weird the way it's worded. I don't know. But I don't, because she's like, I did not, she shouted. Jon Snow had given her needle. Maybe she had to let them call her Lumpyhead, but she wasn't going to let them call Jon a thief. But they were calling her a thief, not Jon. But like,
yeah, she probably stole it anyway.
She does mention it.
Justifying the fact that they could steal it because it was probably stolen.
Yeah, she does mention at the end of the chapter about Jon again too, so he's big on her mind, and I think she'll probably use any damn excuse that she can come up with to just go crazy on somebody.
Well, true.
Okay, and let's go to the chat. That Baratheon girl has a question.
Hey, Shelley.
Based on the fact a lot of people are critical of Arya because she is so single and bloody-minded, vengeance is her quest. A lot of people think her arc is sad. I don't. Okay. And apparently that's half the question. Okay. Why do people think this is sad? If it were Rob or any other dude, they would be rooting them on. But because girl, they find it sad. Go on.
Go. All right, go, Arya.
Go, Arya.
She's like the smallest one.
Serial killer training and all that, and if it was a man, it would also be, he's training to be an assassin. That's what it is. So
hey, Moni's in the chat. Sorry,
because it is Arya, and she's a girl. Then they're like, they're training. It's not okay to root for a serial killer and all that other.
I mean, you'll see my Arya poster. She's like my top favorite character out of all of them.
Yeah, I think people love Arya, and
you guys, I actually saw, and I don't, Liz, you're gonna have to explain this to me because let's just play Southern Devil's Advocate dumbass real quick right here. What the fuck does meta mean? Like when you're always like my meta.
Meta. Exactly. Someone else asked me this.
You know, I just say it like I know what it means. The truth is, I have not one single idea what that actually means. Or something like that.
It's like a fandom term, and it's like a meta-analysis of the text. Actually, there's a really good, because I looked it up because somebody did ask this question. I was like, let me make sure I answer this correctly. It's basically any piece of writing or essay that somebody writes about some a book or a show or a movie, and it's an analysis of some part of that. So so you might say, and it also sometimes has theories or predictions about what might happen. It can really be wide ranging. But yeah, it's basically an essay that's an analysis of.
Peter Griffin wrote meta overall average, what people are into, meta world peace. Papa Husky. I didn't even mean to read that. Damn it.
I'll put the definition from the supernatural.
Peter was thinking video games, what weapon people are using at the time. That's funny.
You know what? That's how I think in video
data that is collected or looked at.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a meta-analysis. It's a discussion or essay. Cool. Something in the fandom.
I did see a
I think like metahuman.
I can't remember where I saw it, but it was a meta, and it was basically an article about why do so many people like about somebody who was not an Arya Stark fan and how they sometimes found themselves, basically all the time they found themselves trying to buy themselves in that category.
Yeah. Hey guys, quick question. This is just for everybody, panel chat, whatever. What do y'all think Jaqen sees in Arya that pulls him into her so much?
I think it starts in this chapter right here.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah,
I think he sees the way she fights. He sees her go into the water dancer pose. And, her quick reflexes, the way she whooped his ass, the water dancer pose that she does. And then later, just everything, her actions and just everything about her. I think this is when she gets his attention right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of, I'm glad you brought him up. Okay, so we're also introduced to Rorge and Biter here. So I was thinking about Biter. Now, you guys know about the people that live in the Thousand Islands with the razor sharp teeth and all that are terrified of going in the water, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that's where he's from?
Fitz.
Now, he didn't have to go in the water to get there.
No, I said it fits.
It does fit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. I found it
I
really,
had totally forgotten about that place until you brought it up. Go, Bran. I'm sorry.
I found it really interesting that we got a description of those two, but not Jack and Hagar. We didn't find anything out about the third man,
That's true.
which we know is Jack and Hagar because of, everybody's seen those,
Do you think he changes his?
Everyone's seen the show.
Do you think he changes his face along the way?
I don't think so, because wouldn't that be obvious? Because we've seen his face already, but it's
And
just shocking that he can change his face and we don't find out what he looks like.
True.
Yeah, and he's in that wagon, so I mean, it's not like he can run off and disappear and then come.
Well, maybe he's just got like a forgettable face. Like he's just kind of unassuming, so she doesn't notice him compared to the other two.
Right. Peter Griffin says, and he also sees that she has a kind of moral code, like wouldn't abuse her training on the innocent. Like, because as somebody in the chat pointed out, Antique Gamer, look at Arya. The whole thing is she uses her wooden sword, not needle. If she had used needle, what damage could she have done?
Yeah, especially with the part where she slides through Hot Pie's legs and puts the sword almost through his butt cheek.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, that part. Like, I was dying. I mean, I did feel sorry for Arya as far as the sad things go. But then again, I'm like, hell yeah, you go, girl.
Oh, where Hot Pie was talking about where he killed a boy and he like kicked him until they busted, and about how his member turned black and all that. Did you guys get something on too? I'm just asking.
Brandon, great. I got that munchie food for you, bro.
Huh?
Is that her, Brandon, in here?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's what I get.
Interpret that right?
He probably did. Either they're talking smack now.
Don't disappear, Bram.
Stacy, yeah, you're right.
And then Stacy's alluding to the Biter is an enormous dog with soft, doughy flesh. His tongue has been cut and he does not speak except to hiss. His teeth have been filed into points.
Yeah. So was Rorge missing the nose? Because one of them's missing part of his nose, or the whole nose.
The whole nose.
Is it the whole one? Okay.
I think so. Like it says this big gaping hole where his nose used to be. I guess okay, not to bring up anything messed up, but I was YouTubing the other day and I fell into a YouTube hole and I seen this interview with Michael Jackson where his prosthetic nose was all.
Didn't that happen in court?
But then who's seen that movie, The Salt and Sea? Where that dude's on there talking about he had done too much crystal meth, he didn't have a nose no more. Who's seen that movie?
I don't know, but didn't his nose fall off in court? Like,
no.
Are y'all sure? I'm gonna have to look that up.
That sounds.
I can't.
That'd be hilarious. I don't think that. Maybe.
Did you just say Michael Jackson's nose fell off in court?
Yes, like part of it did. Not his whole nose
falling off. Yeah, no, I remember his nose falling off.
Thank you.
Really?
Thank you.
Like sometimes people who have facial reconstruction or people who have had their noses blown off or something has happened to them. Sometimes they have a prosthetic nose. And
I think his is gone. Yeah.
Surgery, so he had a prosthetic nose. So my point is, going back to you can be a person who don't have a freaking nose. You can be.
Yeah.
Now, what's that usually a punishment for? Back in olden times, they used to cut off somebody's nose if they were a thief, I believe.
But yeah, Tyrion's nose doesn't his nose come mostly off or partially half off?
Half,
Yeah.
about half, yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Well, I'm assuming most of these folks.
And Brandon said it did, Kerri, but it was in concert.
Maybe it's happened a few times, you know.
Right. Bradley Girl says, although GRRM doesn't subscribe to cliches, he does admire the hero's journey based on his comments on Lord of the Rings, etc. So is Arya or Jon his archetypal hero? I think Jamie.
Yeah, I think so too. Arya is his wife's favorite, though. Remember that?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Voldemort. Terry T said Voldemort.
There you go.
Voldemort didn't have a nose.
Let me say something. I heard the Baltimore joke and it was really funny. Okay, it was like if Voldemort was defeated by Harry Potter when he was a baby, and then when Voldemort was brought back, he was brought back without the nose. You know, them Death Eaters wanted to say to him so bad, "Got your nose, didn't he?" That other day, and I was like, "Oh, that's hilarious."
That's funny. I think Naomi has a Harry Potter joke book with some shit like that in it.
I was going to say something.
I like.
I was going to say something about Arya to the question. I think I think that she's like the emotional heart of the story a bit. Like I don't necessarily think she's the archetypal hero or anything. I think it's that her emotional journey is very like her like she is sad. Like he does write her to be very sad and like a loss of innocence and you know, anger in her. So I think her emotions kind of carry you through at least the first couple books and on the show too. And I think one of the things in season maybe 6 and 7, you kind of lose that, like her character loses that some. I don't know if anyone else feels that.
One of the reasons I didn't like season 7 as much is because they made all that Sansa and Arya stuff like way too weird.
Yeah, I have theories about that, and I think it's. Anyways, we'll just talk about that later. But there's actually an interesting thing that came out in an interview with the actresses that might relate to why season 7 was so weird, that storyline. But I agree with you, Kerri. It was weird. It was.
Go ahead and tell us. Hey, you welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
With Christy. That's so awesome.
I'm waiting to like go watch that as soon as book club's over.
Right. Tell us. Let's shoot. Everybody just because it's only a theory, right? It's
Well, I guess the actor, so Sophie, who plays Sansa, said that she kept a scroll from season 8. And that they let her, like when they were talking about things that they kept, props and stuff they kept. So she kept a scroll, and that it was. I'm sorry, I'm hearing myself in the playback, but and
we got a bit of echo, but y'all, we had so much trouble getting this hangout started. Just please bear with us.
Yeah. So, anyways, it was. So she couldn't say what was on the scroll because it's a big plot spoiler for season 8, for obviously the season 8. So she's like, she kept it and all that. So it's just interesting that that's what she kept. And the fact that a scroll, like her scroll to Cersei, came back in season 7, and they felt the need to remind us of that. So there's another scroll that is very important in season 8. So that could be part of why we got that weird thing with the Cersei, the scroll Sansa wrote, and Arya finding it and all that in season 7.
Mm-hmm.
But
Who knows?
Thank you, Amanda. Amanda says loves us all. Echo and all. We love you too, and I hope Sadie's doing better. And I heard through the grapevine that you had met your goal on GoFundMe.
Oh, awesome!
Is that true, or for safe surgery, or do we still need to be working on that? Or because we'll throw a link up here in the description for everybody to help you out.
I know she needed like 1,900.
Right, it was a lot, and
Season
that,
7 was
that
as
same
it
car
was
with the
before
dog.
that.
Rudy got hit by a car when I had not very long, and he had to have surgery, and it was $1,700. And
Any bone surgery like that is going to be, and apparently Sadie messed up her ACL, or they're calling it CCL, but it's the cruciate ligament, the X one across your kneecap, and then did some damage to the kneecap. I don't know if it's a fracture. I don't know. I didn't get all those details from her.
Yeah.
right,
But the dog insurance is saying it's a pre-existing condition, her having the accident, so they won't let her get pet insurance, which is really shitty.
yeah, it is. That's how dental insurance always does me. I'm just saying. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Brathy girl. Season 7, as enjoyable as it was poorly written, but it was good enough to springboard us to season 8. Given they've taken 2 years for season 8, I expect much better. We all do. I think everybody in this chat could agree with you on that.
Yep. There was some really good stuff in season 7, like some really good parts, but then some of it was just like, what the hell are y'all doing?
He says he's still on the road home.
I agree.
Oh, he did it at the event. Okay.
That's cool as hell.
I wonder if he was nervous. I would have been so nervous.
Peter Griffin says, strange to me, my third and fourth rewatch of season 7 was better than my first and second watch, though. I agree. You're like, type in the chat real quick. What was Gwendolyn Christie like? Was she pretty nice? She comes off as extremely nice.
Yes, and goofy. Like, she has a really silly laugh. Well, he's driving, so I don't know if he'll be able to.
I hope she goes to con because she seems like she'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you what, last year at con, everybody I met who was there, you could tell they wanted to be there. Like, nobody was like,
oh, I got my pass, finally.
Woo! All right, awesome.
Finally.
That's great. Awesome.
Can't wait.
I haven't done any Postmating this week, but that's because I have a sinus infection. Nobody wants their rallies with a side of sinus infection. So.
I guess Yoren, it's the only time in private they have, but you know how when he beats Arya for what she did to Hot Pie and says it's not as bad as what he's going through, that's when he decides to tell her that her dad was supposed to be with him, you know, and something went queer is the word he uses, and you know that's why he was there waiting. So
does anybody else wonder why Lumley's okay, if Lumley was a dyer, I get that, but why were his hands green? If they were in King's Landing, you would think Baratheon colors or Lannister colors, so why green? That makes me think more Manderly or Tyrell, right?
I didn't even think about the color of his damn arms. Like, that never even popped into my head. You pull some great shit out of here.
That bugs me.
Well,
by the way, Brandon's bunches were nachos, so I just want to say how awesome he is.
He can eat stuff like Oreos and nachos.
I said Renly liked to wear a lot of green, and he was just there not too long ago.
Yeah, that's true. Anybody else wear green? Maybe Baelish.
I'm sure, but I was be enough for his colors to be green all the time, for his arms to be green like that.
Yeah, they're modeled green. And since Johnny Indie Boots changed his name to John Greenhands, that's all I think of when I see his channel, Islami.
Thank you, Ellen Ellen has just dropped the link for the GoFundMe for Fearless
awesome.
Mermaid. That's Amanda Johnson, in case you guys didn't recognize her. And if you can, I mean, you know, just give what you can. I mean, if it's only a couple dollars or $5, I mean, it helps. And that's
I think I did 15 or something like that. So
I was just about to head down the same route as the Fearless Mermaid here. It says green was a common color of clothes back then due to like the types of colored dyes that they had available for the public and stuff.
Yeah,
that's true, Amanda.
But look at what they were wearing in King's Landing. And when you think about what they're wearing in King's Landing, which is where they left from, that's not colors they were wearing there. So I can understand it being a common color, but not for that area. If they were in the Reach or somewhere else, then yeah, I could see it being green, no problem. It's just because they were in King's Landing, it doesn't.
Maybe we should keep an eye out on who's wearing green.
Terry T said, I threw in, gotta help the little ones, and I'm gonna put in too. I help people out when I can too. And I tell you, that year that Rudy had got hit by the truck, if it had been for my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, what they did was they paid for the surgery and then we gave them back our taxes. And poor Rudy.
Oh, the Baratheon girl, Shelly, I don't know how she's still awake because she's in Northern England, but thank you for being here, sweetie. Yeah. Random fun fact, actor who played Hot Pie has opened a bakery called You Know Nothing John Doe.
I would go there.
I would too.
Oh, man.
I would too.
That's hilarious.
The Baratheon girl
She's
says,
drunk.
I'm drunk.
I wish I was.
Too, but I've had a terrible sinus infection. But
she's adorable.
I'm going to hit an urgent care in the morning, you guys.
Yeah. I noticed that somebody, you know how I was saying last week, or I think it was last week, that everybody thinks the comments for themselves, and the bull thinks it's a red sword, like it's being forged, and then Arya thinks that's what ice would have looked like after they chopped Ned's head off, even though she didn't technically, see it with her own eyes.
Yeah.
Moni G says, I'm naughty by nature. When I think about a boy with green palms, I think, ew. They do suck. I was saying earlier, y'all, I've got one eye that's draining and one nostril that's draining, whatever the hell that's about. But
you sound like my daughter.
I definitely feel very diagonal.
Well, the thing about the green hands, and also like a lot of it too reminds me of Arya, the incident on the Trident. Just how, with Joffrey, because Arya's sword fighting and she's, hitting someone, with a stick and all this stuff. And even the green hands too, like in, a lot of people say always look out for the color green in when it comes to Targaryens and like Daenerys, because green is a like bad color for her. And it references like a dance with the first Dance of the Dragons. So like Daenerys always has like someone wearing green or something green in opposition to her.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of
the color, the basic colors, green and red are the opposite. And then what is it? Orange and blue, and then purple and yellow. I think
Cersei is the green. That's why I've been saying that, like, Rhaegal, the green dragon, is actually meant to be the Lannister dragon because it's green. You hear about the green light.
Oh yes, the greens versus the blacks. That's true.
The greens at the black.
And then the whole thing reminds me of the Trident, and even the red comet, like you talk about Rhaegar's red rubies that fell into the Trident, and like the
like this thing reminded me of Arya's incident on the Trident. So I don't know if there's symbolism in some of this stuff.
Lami dies right there. I know we haven't got there yet, but when Lami dies, it's right there on the bank at the God's Eye where they can see the island even.
That's where the story's going to end, guys. I can't just give up my belief in that. Maybe not on the show,
but on the God's Eye.
In the books, yes.
I agree with you, Kerri. I feel like I write fanfics where stuff has to happen on the God's Eye because I think it's like, yes, something has to happen there.
Got to. That's it. I mean,
I agree.
There still could be children of the forest there. We don't know who the Order of the Green Hand is exactly, or what they look like, or anything about them. So that's still, you know, I doubt season 8's going to spit all that out. But
we know a little about them.
Let's go to the chat real quick, guys. Green Hands. Okay, Bubba Husky, y'all. I love Bubba Husky to death. We all know Bubba Husky has his own beliefs, and I admire the way that he sticks with what he believes. You know, in this book club, you know, we agree to disagree here. Like, I don't know how it's going to end, and I tell you, certainly, but Bubba has some different beliefs than a lot of us. He believes, isn't that right? You believe A plus B equals J. Don't you believe Ashara plus Brandon equals, or do you believe that's Daenerys? But Bubba says Green Hand symbolizes in her parallel with Jon more nods to the Sword of the Morning. Antique Gamer says, has there been an analysis of colors people on somebody's channel? I believe somebody has done.
Maybe Costume Co. I don't know. She does costumes, but I don't know if she does a lot of. She does do color too.
I have a notebook full of all the colors, symbolism, and all that other crap. I keep talking about it, but I haven't done any of them. I have the colors, the stones, the rocks, the trees, the animals, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
And Baratheon Girl says
that's cool.
Like the decisive or conclusive battle is in or around the Trident. Do we think the final battle against Cersei, not the dead, will be there? I think it may be. Yeah, definitely. I think that's where things are probably going to end up.
Going back to what Liz was saying about how Green is the opposition to Danny and stuff, you know. Whenever I think about Green and Danny, I always think about Wildfire and like her going to King and like trying to threaten everybody with dragons and then like basically make a nuclear explosion and kill herself and the dragons and everyone else too.
Wildfire again, Lannister, Cersei, even Tyrion, because Tyrion used wildfire. So again, Lannister, Wildfire. And plus, a reminder too that Cersei actually used to dream about riding a dragon with Rhaegar because she was supposed to marry him and stuff, and she used to paint pictures about him or draw pictures, whatever, about him, and got caught by Jaime even, remember? And she told Jaime it was she when she got caught that it was actually Alicent and Jaehaerys that she had drew, but it was really her and Rhaegar, and she used to in the dragon too. So why I think it'd be kind of, you know, poetic if she finally got to ride Rhaegal, being she didn't get to ride Rhaegar.
She didn't get to ride John. No, never mind.
Yeah.
Maybe Lami. Okay, this is not the case, but maybe he's a secret Lannister bastard. Like,
he could be.
Maybe because, like, you know, Tywin was like doing some dirt. Like, he was fucking, excuse my language, getting around in King's Landing, and there's definitely some. He at least has maybe one bastard in King's Landing, so why not another? I don't know.
There's at least one at the Wall that we know of. Like, they describe him, he's talked about. It's definitely a Lannister bastard at the Wall.
Yeah, and then there's a whore in Kataya's brothel, Marie, that might be a Lannister bastard too.
I think Aliyah, whatever.
Yeah.
Tywin's. I think that's Tywin's bastard.
I think so too. I love that theory. I write about that theory too. Anyways, Yeah, so there could be one or two in Kataya's brothel for sure. And
I
so
think that's why that tunnel was there.
Tywin definitely has, yeah. He's definitely got some bastards running around.
At least one or two.
Have we talked about the comment in this chapter yet?
Yeah, Kerri brought it up.
I just brought up what the Gendry, the bull, says about it, that it looks like a sword that he's forging. And then Arya thinks about it looking like what what Ice must have looked like after they chopped Ned's head off, all bloody and stuff.
Yeah, that was really, really sad to me.
Me too. And she keeps wishing for Jon. Well, when she thinks about the Blackwater Rush just drowning King's Landing, then she's like, no, Sansa's there. I'll just wish for Winterfell instead, and wishing for Jon to be there for them to say the same things and him to mess up her hair and all of that kind of stuff.
That in my notes about her wishing that everything would just wash away, and then like, well, wait, Sansa's still there. I can't wish for that.
The rest of her family she thinks about, though, ends up dead. What she thinks about her
exactly right.
And Rob, they all end up dying, and then she thinks about Jon separately.
Rickon and
separately. So those are the only people that are still alive. And Bran, I think she thinks about.
I like how Yoren keeps her in line. He's not gonna sway from keeping her hidden, which is she's lucky that he
cared.
What would she have done without Yoren? And I think was one of her big teachers. They showed it more on the show. I don't know if it's is the Willem part in the books? I can't remember. Where he tells Arya that he keeps repeating the name Willem, and that's when she starts doing her own list.
Yeah, that's where she learned her list from. It wasn't on the show. I don't remember it being on the show, at least.
Yeah, it was. It was right before they battled Armory Lorch.
Yeah. Something else too, where she's talking about the sword. You were saying about the sword being red. That kind of reminded me of foreshadowing, because it's going to end up as a Lannister sword.
Well, the Lannister, they all think it's for them. All the Lannisters already.
Widowswell and Oathkeeper is going to be red for their colors, so it's going to belong to their house. You know what I mean? Where they're taking it red. So yeah, it made me think about that too.
I really like that. Ice, the idea of ice is so wonderful, but it's way too big to use. I like that they made it into two weapons that two different people could actually use.
Yeah.
Could swing it instead of it being way too freaking big.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Bran. I think that's
Amanda, you're right. Tywin is a hypocrite. It just makes me wonder how many years he's been with prostitutes and whatever since Joanna died. I guess
the whole time.
He was best friends with Aerys, who was, before he went crazy, like the prince, the king. Come on, they were all foreign together. Tywin was the richest. They have all kinds of bitches crawling at their feet.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Bye, Elamar.
Bye. Thanks for coming.
I was gonna say something.
Moni G's got a dirty mind.
About how Jen brought up how Sansa wishes, or not Sansa, Arya wishes that she could kill Joffrey, and then Yoren tells her, not you, somebody will, not you. I think that's really good to bring up. And one of the things is that the next chapter is a Sansa chapter, and we know Sansa plays a big role in Joffrey's death. If she doesn't directly kill him at that point, but she carries the poison, and so I just think it's really like I just love the way that transition goes. I think it's fabulous, and I also like how she thinks about. She really is thinking about John a lot at the end of the chapter, and then we also go into a Sansa chapter, and we always like the three of them, like because they're so important to like restoring Winterfell and coming back. That like having them in that together, even if it's not directly, I always think is so important. So I really liked that, and I liked how it was like, yeah, somebody's gonna kill him, and like next chapter Sansa, and it's like, yep, she's gonna. I wish she more directly. I liked it in my head canon. I'm like, maybe she knew she was carrying the poison, but I don't know. She says she didn't. So
I just want to say them nachos were awesome.
Want some nachos?
Oh, they were awesome. They were like some Jiffy Store nachos or whatever you want to call them. They were delicious.
Did Liz say what are nachos? What?
No, I said I wish I had some nachos. What are nachos? I'm not allowed to eat nachos.
What are they doing to you up there in Canada? Shit.
I'm in Ohio right now. That's
are you? Okay.
Tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome home. Welcome home.
Yeah, really.
Good old
Ohio.
Hey, we're going to have a good football team next year. Cleveland. Anyway.
Anti-Gamer said, I know in the book said the sword Dawn was taken back to the Danes. I still wonder if Ned had the sword Dawn and ice reforged into a super large ice sword, and then he took baby John home. She said, my idea is out there, no fact, just love the idea of it.
Yeah, it's a good idea, but I don't think it's, factual.
Yeah, they talk about it being around for like 400 years that they've had that ice.
Poutine nachos, and I love taco pizza. Peter Griffin.
Poutine is so good.
Actually, why you both did.
So I'm probably gonna get like a lot of flack for this.
Okay.
I like Hot Pie in the show, but in the book, he is just so like irritatingly, why are you here? Just to make problems. But it's so funny that he keeps calling her lumpy face instead of lumpy head.
I know it. He can't even. And then he calls Winterfell Winter Hell, and he's like, "Are you sure?" to Arya, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm sure it's Winterfell."
Yeah,
you're that lot from Winter Hell. No.
The Bradley ship. There's no for that sword. I'm sorry.
I'm not looking at my chat right now. Taking a nicotine break. How have y'all stopped smoking? I know this is not like book club to talk, but
we don't smoke on book club. We all smokers.
I know, but I need to.
Well, I'm a different kind of smoker now. Well, yeah. I quit smoking cigarettes from pregnancy because honestly, I got sick and then yeah, I was just like, fuck it, I can't do it. But I
just want to get to the point where I can have like 2 or 3 a day and be happy with that, and but it goes, and then I live with a smoker, so that makes it. Hey, Beagle, what you doing?
Something else too. Where'd it go? Yorn refers to all of the guys as her brothers already. Like,
yeah,
I thought that was kind of cool. It was very reminiscent of the story of Danny Flint. Arya reminds me a lot of Danny Flint, which worries me for her.
No, I think she's got her shit together. She's lost it this couple of times, this time, but once she gets with.
Yeah, let me change the way I feel about that. I don't know if I necessarily worry for her.
Well, even before that.
Question the story of Danny Flint and whether or not she may have been the true Night Queen back from the story. Because I kind of think that maybe Arya's whole training is to be with the Night. Like, she's supposed to be with them. And you know what I mean? Okay, if she's in training to be like an agent of death this whole time and give the mercy of death, wouldn't it make sense to be on the team of the Night King?
Yeah.
And she is Stark.
I don't think they can. I don't think the Night King can be killed. I really don't.
I don't think he can either. I think it's just going to be who's going to be with him, and I think he's coming for somebody or something.
Bran.
Anything. I think Bran is his counterpart, maybe his enemy, the only person that could give him really any issues, but I think he's just trying to keep Bran out of his way. Or Bran's more like a key, if anything.
Well, Jon, he's had plenty of opportunities to hurt and hasn't, and Daenerys. So Bran, in my opinion, is the only other, I mean, except for revenge I don't think he wants baby Sam. I don't think he wants, the other two I've said or anything like that. I think he's out for revenge, and Bran is a huge problem in his way. Because they said in interviews this season he's going to be more like unrobotic, if that is even a word. He's going to be back to his old self.
When I see it, I believe it. Yeah.
Right. I got to see that and believe that. Truthfully, I do.
And I took Latin in high school. You should think I know
the zombie Bran.
As far as what you were saying, Rhea, about you thinking Arya would lean more towards the Night King.
Yeah.
These men really have a respect for the balance of life and death. They wouldn't want just everyone to die.
I don't think neither does he.
Well,
think about it. He was fine whenever they were given Craster's babies and all that other stuff. I think he's just having a purpose right now. And whatever it is.
All right, Rapping Girl in the chat says, can we discuss the fantastic change in the show books of Arya serving Tywin and how fantastic that was? This is one of the few areas where the show improved upon the books.
I totally agree.
I agree too.
If it had been her leeching Roose Bolton, that would have.
That would actually been amazing, though. I think.
My problem with that was I wish that we could have seen the book that he burned. Because Roose had a book that he burned.
I don't remember that. What book did he burn?
I don't remember now because you just asked me that quick. But no, I remember it was one of them rare books. Like,
oh.
And yeah, so it's going to help him for whatever he's up to. But yeah.
I don't know if I think it was a good change or not. Like, I like parts of it. Yeah. But also there are parts of Arya's Harrenhal story that are really good, like where she actually I forget, like the stuff she does in the books is a little more interesting, like with the soup and how they like escape and like she like it's sort of there's this whole like they keep saying there's a ghost of Harrenhal, but it's really like Arya doing stuff and so I don't know, like I like both. I don't know. I'm a little torn on whether I think, and I like the actor, like the actor who plays Tywin and Arya. They did really well, so that part was really good.
Right. And it might also go to because it was Maisie Williams and Charles Dance.
I thoroughly enjoyed the show doing
you
it
might
that
not
way.
Be Brathy Girl, we might not be saying the same thing if it had been cast any different, but Girl goes on to say Arya and Bolton in the books was pretty dull. Arya in the show with Tywin, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Yes, I agree, Shelley, definitely.
Yeah, that is
true. You said you live in northern England. I don't have my chat up, but where in northern England do you live, Shelley, if you don't mind telling us, like near a town? We don't have to know exactly where you live.
Now, put your address in that chat.
Yeah. Well,
Google
Map, like satellite.
Oh, what else y'all got to say about the?
I only have one more thing about this chapter, and pretty crazy.
Okay.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Okay, we're ready.
So it's kind of like a season 8 end game kind of thing.
Oh.
But you know, the wall fell, and we don't really know what's going to happen with that, because I don't really think they're going to defeat the others as much as, you know, just a standstill again. So they've got to put up either repair that wall or put up a new wall, get away from them again, you know. And from teasers and stuff, it looks like it's going to be in the neck. And Arya is wishing that she could get to the wall before she got to Winterfell. So
that's true.
Textual evidence that maybe there will be a wall south of Winterfell.
Yeah, on the little teaser, it was right at the Trident. Made of obsidian.
Bran, that makes me think of something that I think about sometimes. Do you think, and everybody, I don't know, in the books, I sometimes wonder if Arya will even really make it back to Winterfell before she reunite. Like maybe she would reunite with her family further south, somewhere like at River Run or somewhere in the Riverlands, as opposed to making it all the way to Winter. Or do you think she will in the books eventually get to Winterfell? Like they all will.
I think she's well, we've seen her in the teaser, in the trailer. Supposedly that's the only trailer we're going to get, but we've seen her in Winterfell. So
well, yeah, no, we know she's to Winterfell, but I'm just in the books. In the books, if she ever,
what drives
if they go by if they do the show like the books where they sail to White Harbor and ride, then they're still not south of the neck. So to all the way to the Riverlands. So all that would have to change.
Yeah, no, it'd be a lot to change. I think they do all get back to I'm just wondering if it's more like after Arya, when she comes back to Westeros in the books, like where will she go? I don't know. And Bran's comment made me think of that.
Something that it made me think about, and I've thought about this already, actually, when I seen that teaser, it made me think about it, is all the Red Priestesses coming back with Melisandre. And
the fiery hand.
And I bet that's where the final fire and ice is going to clash together, and they're going to build a new wall, because that wall on that teaser was obsidian.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever do any research on the different obsidians? Because I forgot.
Oh, no, I have like tons of research on it. Yeah.
Because we talked about the green, possibly.
Yeah, no, I just have to go grab my notebook, and I've got like shit tons of it.
And Mandolin 523, we were talking some yesterday, and then she's put in the chat, she believes that they're going to do something like the children did years ago when they broke the arm of Dorne. Like, that's what.
Yeah.
It makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. We've been told again and again about how they can't do anything through water. I mean, we were shown that at Eastwatch.
What, the whites can't go through water? Is that what
right? Right.
Okay.
Like they break the neck. They almost did it before. What if they did break the neck? The only way you can get through is right there at Mount Caelan.
Right. So that's,
and I mean, for everybody to believe that all the children are dead, I don't believe that.
Think they are. Okay. Amanda in the chat, the Fearless Mermaid, Bruce in the books is more dangerous than in the show. Yeah. I think Bruce in the show just seems less somehow.
Yeah.
I think so too, because they could have easily had made it where they could have easily have written the script where she served Bruce. In my opinion,
yeah. Anything with more Charles Dance is fine. You know.
And did you guys see? Brathy Girl says she's from Yorkshire, and yes, they have good Yorkshire pudding there.
I bet it's beautiful. Cranagmen are part children.
I think that too.
Yeah,
I think,
Mandy.
Yeah, I think that's why they have so much powers and whatnot. I think that's the reason why they have their special abilities.
I wonder if they're so secretive because they're protecting some children of the forest that still live in that area.
Hopefully, I hope we finally get.
Yeah.
I hope we finally get Howland Reed this year, and I hope we finally get why he's been so stayed away. But you know, we do know that he sent his only children, which must have been very precious to him. So,
you're right, Peter.
They think that the ghost, so Jenny of Oldstones, the Woods witch that Jenny of Oldstones was friends with, like she could have been a children of the forest, right? Isn't that the theory?
Yeah.
Yorkshire. Did I pronounce it wrong? Right?
No, it's probably more like Yorkshire. I'm sure it's Yorkshire, but we're calling it Yorkshire.
Yeah. Yorkshire pudding.
I heard Raw and Deep Geek say reckon the other day, and then I hear Ireland Johnny say y'all all the time, and it's just kind of crazy how a lot of British words are used in the South.
Well, you know, they say a Southern accent is like British slowed down majorly, and that's why you will see most English actors can really do a Southern accent. Lena Headey is in this movie with this one guy, and he plays I think he's a politician from one of the Carolinas, and she does a good job. But I want to just put this out there. And I love her as an actress, but Walking Dead, the new chick, Alpha, I
haven't even been watching it.
It's too extreme. It's too extreme. Like,
oh, you talking about the weird girl that put all the people in the chopper upper, the one that has the helicopter access?
No. I'm talking about the new one. Alpha.
Is it one of the Whisperers?
Yeah.
That's as far as I got in the comics.
Southern accent, and she was like, and I'm just like laughing. Yeah, Rick Grimes, actor, Andrew Lincoln, a great Southern accent.
Rick Grimes in the very first episode seasons looks like my husband so much it's scary. Because Robert has a big forehead like that, and the nose and everything, just like, it was really creepy. But then when Rick got older, it didn't really look like Robert as much anymore. But I did, when Morgan left and all of that shit started, and Negan went on for 13 or 14 episodes of that battle, I kind of got out of the show. And I have actually been to the set like twice because it's really close to my cousin's house in Georgia. Have always been a huge fan up until the past couple of years, and I don't know if I'm the only one, but
she's a really good actress. I can't remember her name, but she's in one of my favorite movies, which is called In America, about some Irish immigrants, an acting family who comes over here, and they have to basically start at the bottom, and they're having a pretty hard time. But her Southern accent is just too much. I mean, maybe a few times in my life I've known some people from deep in the country, like deep and I met some people at church camp one time. It's too much for me. Like, I laugh,
there's rednecks everywhere. Ask Liz in Ohio. They're not rednecks there.
Oh my God, there's a lot of rednecks.
Okay.
And when I was in college, I worked at Dick's Sporting Goods in the summer.
Yeah.
And I was a cashier, and man, some people that come in there like find their, camo and stands. You got them everywhere.
Yeah.
What?
Get them some camo.
Camos, Carhartts, all that stuff.
I used to have a really nice pair of camo pants. And I don't know what happened to them. I couldn't fit them now anyway, but I had a nice pair of them.
Yeah, we sold a lot of it.
Okay. Can you please send me a recipe for Yorkshire pudding via Messenger? I would love that, please. And Mandy says, I don't have the recipe. It wasn't me.
What
Brittany, girl, do you have a recipe for Yorkshire pudding?
You have to say Yorkshire.
Okay. The Brathy says to Nancy Tamer, I'm going to recommend a Yorkshire pudding recipe that is a bit non-traditional, but honestly, it's the best. Google Jamie Oliver's Yorkshire pudding. Follow the method. Peter Griffin, off topic. That's okay because we wouldn't talk about prosthetic noses or Yorkshire puddings or anything off topic here. But
it was a short chapter.
Force used to make
the three-eyed raven.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't getting that.
I've had to learn all these acronyms, so.
It's black, right?
That's what I saw on the show, but.
Well, if it's like obsidian, I would imagine it to be black.
What is Yorkshire pudding exactly?
Well, Bran, they've talked about the healing, like in the book Sam has, that he sees that green dragon glass can heal, and Stannis says there's purple, red, green, and black. And I know there's obsidian snowflake, but they don't talk about that. So.
And there's mahogany, and there's rainbow obsidian.
Oh, okay.
There's
sorry, follow that recipe, y'all.
There's fire. I've got pages of notes. I can tell you all kinds of shit about obsidians.
Thank you. I wanted the real thing. Peter Griffin says, I've been really thinking there were 2 sacrifices that day. One and oh my God.
We're back, y'all.
The other day when I got up, Russell keeps going on and on about the Night King was an Andal. And I'm just like, whoa.
Okay, let me tell you, Jen. I've got them on hold because I went to the bookstore so early to get the new Entertainment Weekly magazines. They weren't even in the system, so they had to hold them until they got the computer caught up. But the Night King cover has a 7-pointed star as his pupils.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, there's like.
Are they out? Can you go? I gotta go get one.
Yes, they're out. They're out, and there's like
there's
like 15.
I got the Carrie cover.
They're like 15 covers, and it's really hard to pick which ones you want.
No shit.
I gotta get my girl. I gotta get my girl Sansa.
Right.
There's one with Sansa by herself.
Yeah.
And Arya and Jon and Sander in the Mountain and the Night King.
Says Yorkshire puddings are a savory type of pudding you have with a roast dinner and gravy. It's basically a pancake batter but cooked differently.
Yum.
Good.
That does sound good. And I'm not usually a gravy person, but
I like gravy. And I love the potato. Y'all can ask Russell. I prefer potato to roast. These Louisiana people, I'm originally from Mississippi. These Louisiana people grow rice here. They're all rice people. Not me. I prefer potato.
Peter, that's a good thought. He said, I've been thinking there were 2 sacrifices that day. Oh, one of the night for the Night King, the Andal, black dragon glass, and a first men, three-eyed raven with green dragon glass.
Huh.
Oh, that's
interesting.
And Matt says, CoK. It's St. Patrick's Day in 3 days, Antique Gamer says.
I know.
Perfect for Lamy green hands.
Right.
That's what he's talking
about. Let's go ahead and wrap up. Everybody's been in here for an hour and 20 minutes, and it was a relatively short chapter. Hopefully, I can get rid of this sinus infection so I can deliver food without a side of sinus infection.
Go to the doctor in the morning.
I'm going to go to urgent care. I am, y'all.
Yeah. No fun.
One of you guys send me a good recipe for grits. I'm going to tell you, Brathy girl, I ain't even going to lie to you. We use instant grit. I mean, y'all got Quaker over there in the UK. I tell you what you can do to make them a little bit creamier, though. Instead of using water,
use milk.
milk or whipping cream, and it gives them a bit of a dresses them up a bit.
Yeah.
What are grits? Stop. This girl raised in the South.
My dad thought that was so funny when we went to New York and Boston to ask every waiter that wherever we went, do y'all serve grits? Do y'all serve grits? And they were like,
it's
what?
like ground up corn.
Yes. And you put it in water. It's like my cousin Vinny. I love that freaking movie, but they serve grits. But yeah, they're really good. They're really, really good.
I don't
I
like
love a grit.
I did not.
I love a grit. Like you make you a nice grit and cook you a sunny side up egg and mix it up in your grit and dip your toast in it. It's good.
Just one grit, Jennifer. Just one little a grit. A grit's like the size of like, I don't know.
Sand.
Breathing Girl says no. That's right. Look, I used to watch this one show.
Kiss my grits, Moni.
UK. Y'all don't have grits and like pre-made cake mixes and all that kind of stuff over there, do y'all?
What? They don't
everything.
Have, like Betty Crocker cake box?
No, they don't. I don't believe.
Make their own cakes. How do they do that?
They do it from scratch, I guess. Which I'm a crappy baker. Robert's good at it.
I can make a decent sponge cake from scratch. The show was called Flow. Yeah.
Which show?
This show I used to watch about Americans living in the UK, and they was talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, grits with butter is really good, Shelly.
Shelly, if you ever come here, I'll make you some grits.
Yes. If you're poor, you eat grits all the time.
You eat grits all the time.
And potatoes.
Bacon.
Hey, don't let my Tennessee relatives hear what grits are.
Yeah, I'm sure they know already.
There's a bunch of good recipes out now. You don't even have to use cake flour. You can make a pretty decent cake if you know what you're doing.
Robert makes good biscuits and stuff like that.
I tell y'all who can make a good biscuit. And I'm not fixing to say myself at all. My dad makes a good biscuit. My dad can make a good biscuit and a good cornbread without even measuring nothing. He worked at the firehouse for years. And he always said you either cook or you clean.
Oh, honey, we make fried cornbread and we make it in iron skillet and it's giant.
You gotta get that grease hot. You gotta get that grease hot.
And then you flip it over and it's like a pie and then you cut it. And
Your ice cream cheesecake is the best. I don't doubt it. I want some of that. Oh, I have a piece of cheesecake in the refrigerator.
Yum.
It's not feeling very good, you guys.
I guess I'll be driving 5 hours to come have some of your cheesecake.
Man, 523. I do jalapeno cheddar cornbread. I know. I love that. And I like it with some people put corn in it. I like it with a little corn in it.
My grandma made the best soul food. Poor thing, she can't really cook anymore because of her age and arthritis. And
that's what I grew up on.
But her turnips, collards, which I don't even know the difference, and cornbread.
They're two different kind of greens.
Well, I've kind of figured that, but I think she used turnips all the time.
Two different kinds. Hell no. There's like 3 or 4 different kinds.
I know. And then I said,
hey, Jennifer, you might.
Mustard green.
Yep.
Go ahead, Brian.
There's poke salad.
That's what I was going to bring up. We have poke salad that grows in my yard. And I'm like, Naomi, people used to eat this during the Depression. I'm not shitting you. I mean, really.
I was going to, Amanda in the chat said, I suck at baking. I burn shit. I was messing with you the other day while I was cooking breakfast. And I was cooking. And I'm
Sir Stefan. If you guys haven't checked out Septa Shayna Secrets channel, Sir Stefan.
Hey, Shayna.
really, really good videos on there. There's a lot of creators in here. If you just want to hit everybody's, I sub to everybody basically.
I need to sub to.
What does that mean, Russell? Come over here. Let's have a Russell's moment.
Okay.
Come on. Come on, everybody.
Russell.
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 Yeah, we do it, T-Gamer. I love grits too, Lady Dreamfire. It's Laura.
Oh, hey, Lady Dreamfire.
No, the reason people are saying that the Night King is an Andal. Yeah, this is my husband, Russell Wolverton. He will be attending con with me. He's a
You have your camera off.
He comes up with some of the craziest theories and shit I have ever heard, and sometimes I have to be like, no, stop.
You have your camera off. Is that on purpose?
Sometimes it's amazing. It's on now.
Oh, okay. Hey, Russell.
Hey, Russell.
Hey, Russell.
Chocolate. I pour it on there like wildfire.
Give us the theory, Russell.
Okay, and look, the people are saying about your Night King theory being the Andal. That's because in the ET picture, he had a 7-pointed star in his eyes, and that's the Andals brought over that religion. I didn't say that. Who is they?
He could be hearing it from somewhere else, but that's where I saw it.
I can't get into this right now. Yeah, ice cream milk.
Okay, well, go enjoy your ice cream, hon.
Ooh, I have some ice cream sandwiches. I think
No. Sometimes. Okay, come on.
I got to think straight. Right?
No, that could take years.
Yeah. Don't turn on me. Let me think. All right.
Boo, Russell.
Oh, come on now. Don't do that. I can't think straight right now. I'm sorry. I'll get y'all on that.
Next week.
All right, he's going to get back with us.
Yeah.
Tell him he's got to study.
We're gonna quiz you next time, Russell.
Good Lord. Oh my God. Okay, Peter, I noticed something in the 7-pointed star picture. If you zoom in and look behind the Night King, you will see long flowing hair on the wall.
Oh,
yeah, I noticed that too.
I'm going to pick it up tomorrow, but I didn't notice that Russell is wildfire.
Lion's mane is kind of what it made me think about. The other thing too is I thought about the stranger, and I've been thinking about how everybody that worships the seven's been praying to him the whole time.
Oh, and
that's why the North remembers, because they know not to pray to his ass.
Maybe. Could be.
Good thinking, Ree.
Good thinking. Yeah.
I knew I kept you around for a reason.
Right? See, I know.
No, you do come up with some really good
the stranger's death
ideas and parallels and whatever.
No, you do.
Yeah. I'm not being.
I'm not good at coming up with theories. I just read and interpret and watch. Love that the stranger is the Night King.
Right?
I got ice cream. I know, right? So he just kept catering up here, and you know what? That's actually not ice cream, but I guess he can have some. Who else does this? My husband will do something and say it's for me, and it'll actually kind of be for him. And I'm bad about doing this. I'll be at a restaurant. I can't decide what I want to order, so I'll order for both myself and Russell, so I can get off his plate.
That's weird.
Bye, Mandolin.
Mandy's gonna go to
Mandy.
bed, and
We have like 3 Amandas in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
okay, Mandy 523. Okay, night girl. So we're gonna wrap it up here right now. And
Okay.
Amanda Duncan says at Peter Griffin, yeah, I posted in Geek Chat 1.
Okay.
Peter Griffin says I'm not on Facebook. Yes, thanks, Lady Dreamfire. Okay.
I see. No, I don't see Peter on Amino. I see Bubba.
As far as people who were here, I think I got everyone.
Okay, you do the shout outs then, Brad.
I've got Bubba, LMR, Peter Griffin, Ellis and Rose, The Fearless Mermaid, Mandolin 523, Antique Gamer, Maya 27, That Baratheon Girl, Terry T, T Baby, OTDA, Moni G. We've got, I'm just going to say Matt, Best Luck, maybe.
Vasovic. I can't.
Brandon, AU Pack Mule, DJ11, Septuagint Secrets, and Lady Dreamfire.
All right. And
Thanks, guys.
Jen, thanks everybody to anybody who called or who stopped by. I very much appreciate it. I remember sometimes when we would have nobody in the chat. Oh, we've come a long way, baby. What can I say? So that's
good job, Jen.
Thank you all for being here.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody. Have a good week.
What?
Let's have a good night, everybody, and have a good week.
Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah,
have a great week. Have a great weekend. We'll see y'all next week. It's going to be Sansa 1, Chapter 2, Clash of Kings. And with that, we'll say goodbye to everybody and end this broadcast. Everybody really good week. Stacey Brand, that's Meyer 27. All right, Stacey, I'll never leave you out. All right. All right, everybody, have a great weekend.
Bye.
See y'all next Thursday. Like I said, Sansa 1, Chapter 2, Clash of Kings.
Awesome.